What the frick is FURIA doing? They made a massive roster change in the leadership department by removing Art. For what? Being destroyed 13-0 by a team who had Smooya on it. Today we're going through the whole match to see what even happened with FURIA in this game. Pistol round, and we need to talk about the strat FURIA is running. It's such a matchmaking strat. We have 4 players in Monster and 1 in Con. This is the strat I run on the T side when I play matchmaking. These days, we know how important information is. And look at this on the map. All of this is left open for forZe, and FURIA can't get any information at all from here. As well as forZe are going for a matchmaking strat of 1 player peeking middle, while they have 4 players towards the B site. And here is the thing. With FURIA running this odd strat, well, forZe strat now seems perfect. Since here Smooya can walk behind FURIA and get so much information. It looks like forZe has made a strat to counter FURIA strat. Since looking at forZe on B, they are not even peeking Monster at all. And look at the timing. When the Con player gets a call to come back to Monster, so FURIA can be all 5 players there, he just misses the timing on Smooya, and Smooya can get so much information from FURIA. So how will forZe deal with this execute for FURIA? Well, they have a unique setup on B. Now that Smooya have so much information in middle and towards C-spawn, forZe will have 3 players ready and holding Monster. All are hiding, so nobody can be peeked from a player of FURIA on short if there were to be one. Then they have the dual Berettas close to the Monster tunnel, just to clean up the round, as well as having a nade towards barrels, who will, on any type of contact, throw the nade. And as a last line of defense, they have a player behind the pillar, and he will be able to fight Monster and short. FURIA for this execute has lined up these 2 smokes, and here Smooya can hear everything. These smokes are good, especially when you pair them up with these flashes, fallen throws. But at this point, forZe is just so ready. So, will this be enough? On the contact, the nade pops, and just look at FURIA, all the damage this does. And it stops this rush completely. And now the flashes has been wasted. And they are just mowed down. 3 of FURIA players get slowed due to the nade, so fighting the dual Berettas and a player behind is impossible, and forZe takes the dominating pistol round.
At the perfect time, no, just a second too late. He's still going to be in the back lines. KT goes forward, does a lot of damage, and there's Smooya striking Seltzer with the dual Berettas, gets a 4-piece.
The round starts normal with forZe in a default 2-3 setup, and FURIA are going for the 2-2-1 setup. And I will not go too much into the setup, but I would quickly talk about Kai, one of FURIA's new addition from their academy team. He is in connector with Fallen. So what happens here? First kill through the wall. No idea if he saw anything at all on the jump spot, but would almost assume so with this perfect spam. This spam is done to make sure the T has a harder time taking Con, after the T side smokes the Con door, as well as doing some chip damage to the Con players. So kind of insane to see Nickelback finding a kill here. Best way for Kai to take Con the next time is to hide away from the spam or go an alternative route if possible, so you are not so predictable for the spam. As well as on overpass, utility is key, so to die early with a Molotov is a big issue. FURIA are going to B, but why did they decide on B? They had a lot of map control, but were so split up to do anything with all of that map control. So now they have grouped up, and this works perfect. As a shotgun and trader, towards B tunnel whiffs, and FURIA can find 2 kills and win the man advantage. But we just saw how bad the spacing of forZe was when FURIA executed. So how are they allowing 1 player solo swinging for trades to get 2 kills? Like look at Nickelback, he just jiggles down, finds 2 kills and falls back. And he's completely alone. So he is risking the whole round trying to find these 2 kills. And he makes it work. And he gets his 4th kill before Smooya steals the ace.
3 players here to defend. No gonna be needed. Auto shotgun misses the mark. K-Serrado opens up on the Seltzer. It's just Nickelback. And he steps forward. Oh, he takes the fight to them, and it's a massive double. Time running low. Fallen with the bomb. Stuck Cello trying to support, but Nickelback with 4.
Another great play by FURIA will not be rewarded. Let's talk about it. So FURIA has been smoked off in Monster, and many teams pretends like smoke is a wall and does not hold it. Here FURIA wants to try something similar. And here Cello will shift walk into the smoke, and then his teammate will flash like this over the Monster tunnel, and Cello can walk out and find the first kill on the solo B player. So how do FURIA lose this? Well, after a kill like this, forZe will try to trade it. And here in Con, the second fight of the round happens. And here FURIA loses the advantage as quick as they got it, with Kai molotoving bottom Con, but does not have his gun out fast enough to win the fight. Like what? Why are you molotoving bottom Con if you're not even ready to fight it? A massive misplay from FURIA here. As well as FURIA only sends Cello out to site, while the other goes back before they go back to try to go out. But there's a massive difference. Look at the map here. If FURIA went out on Cello's kill, this is where forZe is. While going out now, this is how forZe are set up. Can you see the difference? forZe are way more active now with 2 players in short, 1 towards site, and the AWP is soon in heaven, making this round 10 times harder. and FURIA are forced back. Such a good opening wasted. I love this for forZe. FURIA are headed towards long, and see how they play this. forZe will see all of the utility being thrown over long, and near Smooya jump spotting will see a player, but here rather uses this flash for banana and holds that first, together with his toilet player, before the smoke starts to land. Since remember, it's not much the T can even do on long until they are all the way up here, and before that, they will all hold for a player peeking them, so Smooya are not giving them any of that, and rather wants to peek and fight them when they're going out and need to clear everything. And look how perfect this is. Smooya can find 2 kills since these 2 players are focused on clearing every single angle and not just the player peeking, and he is rewarded.
They're out. Ellis flashed in. Oh, Nickelback not aware, and he is punished for it. Shelfie swings and gets an immediate trade onto Kai. Off guard by this close position. No, gets ahead of it, spots out, fallen. Sees the second. Falls back more passive, playing around dice, and takes a roll of it through the smoke. Quesarado, snake eyes. Celta gets one, Shelfie pushes through.
Let's talk about the great setup from FURIA. Now it's starting to look like a proper strat, and I like this. They have 3 players towards long, and 1 in con and 1 in short. This is great, since the short player will be like a camera, monitoring towards short, sight and here for rotations and more. And I love how he holds here for any weird boosts. And even though he is Molotov and has to give away his position with a smoke, it's still a great setup from FURIA. As well as the con player has been able to win full con control. And to top it off, FURIA finds the player on long over peeking. This is a proper good round by FURIA so far. And just look at how Fallen got this kill. Almost run boosting over here, while FURIA peeks out. So the long player has to switch between multiple players to shoot. As well as this type of peek here ruins the crosser placement for the long player. Then it falls flat. forZe goes into a passive setup and do not want to give FURIA any more openings. And here they go for this boost. Quite risky, but it's rewarded, with Quesarado now alone having to check everything. And he forgets that this thing is a boost and forZe can trade back right away. And look at how Quesarado is moving. He is headed towards connector. So this will indicate to forZe that FURIA are heading towards A site, since why else would the lurker of the round rotate over? And this is a key lesson in understanding the movement of the enemy when you play them. And look at forZe, they are running back towards A site right away. And I love the utility from both teams. Just looks like they are throwing it to get rid of it. It's a masterpiece. But this boost gave away some info to FURIA, since this boost means there are a minimum of 2 players B. But a boost like this as well means 1 extra player will be holding monster. There's even a smoke there. So here FURIA has to be fast to go for the long execute. Something they're not, like not at all. But why are FURIA going so slow? Well, look over on the utility. They want to do it the proper way, which is insane when you are down this much. But as we have seen, the fast plays from FURIA has not had the best track record. When FURIA goes for the utility for execute, it's not going well.
Okay, well Yuri's getting towards the site. Smoke down from Fallen. Watch this smoke here.
A little too late into the
Oh, that is the worst bounce.
Smooya on the peak from stairs finds Cello, who thought stairs would be smoked off, since again FURIA has to clear everything. And that is an issue when you all come from long, since the CT only need to focus towards long, while UST need to focus all of these spots. And the round is lost. I love the timing of Kai being able to just get ahead of Nickelback and around him, but he can't do much more, and forZe takes another round.
And now they need to scurry. They need to rotate up towards A quickly because FURIA are here.
Yeah, FURIA need to go fast though. You've just seen the AWP. Boosted on B. You're a little too late into the site, but maybe they can still make it work. The AWP isn't active, although smoke misses. Smooya is given more chances to fight. Tania gets one of his own. Nickelback's still an unknown element in that smoke. And a 2v4 for Yuri and Kai.
We are seeing forZe enter a different aggression level, and here are going for 3 on A, with 1 peeking mid early and then 2 towards long. As we can see on the utility from forZe, they want to slow down FURIA with a ramp smoke to force FURIA to playground and into the AWP of Smooya, as well as a monster smoke to make sure FURIA can't get any information from monster. Shelfie is quickly found by a lucky shot from Yuri, but he is quickly traded back since Smooya and T and 1R, I don't know how to say it, are quick up long to trade. And we can see Smooya spot or hear something and walks up and finds a kill before he swung. But here the FURIA player trading is peeking too far out and is traded back, and quickly it's a 3v3. This usually favors the T side, so to be fair it's a great opening and start from FURIA. Something to note though, FURIA used these 2 flashes to take long, and here they could have used some better flashes for this. See how easily Smooya can turn for these and turn back and find a kill, as well as the other long player does not get blinded at all by these 2 flashes. So they don't really have enough power behind them to make them effective for a trade. And here's the issue for FURIA. Look how split they are. One in connector, one outside of long towards the playground, and the last towards B site. Like FURIA is actively trying not to play together. But why is this bad? Since they're winning a lot of map control without dying, well, look at the bomb. Player who went to trade his teammate had the bomb. So the bomb is now dropped on long, and FURIA needs to take it back. So even though quesarado can take full on B side control, it will not have any significant impact when he does not have the bomb. As well as look at forZe, they are able to perfectly just walk in and take the map control FURIA leaves behind to try to get back the bomb and more. Kind of insane to see how crazy these timings are for FURIA. And sucks for them. It looks like FURIA expects this, since they have learned by now after the pistol round to watch their backs. But that is not enough, as Nickelback finds an insane kill on Kai. I guess peak advantage is real. And FURIA loses on time in the 1v1.
Yep, aggro, dodges the flash, hits the shot, rifle to support him, can't get the second, but Tanier does trade. And a double push. You're not going to expect two players coming from behind. You might catch the first. And Kai is very aware of it. Oh my god!
So forZe are going to be 9-0 against FURIA. And this is, by the way, is FURIA's map pick, everyone.
Hey all, if you like these videos, why not subscribe and even leave a comment. And just thanks for your time to even watch these. Back to the video. forZe are in the default of 3B, not fighting monster early, and it makes sense since they do not have an AWP who can fight here. As well, it will cost a lot of utility to take this fight towards monster, so why it's just better to smoke it and hold for the execute. While then they have one in con and one towards middle, while FURIA has one player in mid, one in con and 3 towards B, with 1 on short and 2 in monster. So both teams are set up very default and boring I guess, but FURIA understood I was getting bored and wanted to shake things up, and here they're going for a fast play. So even though they do not have Art on the team anymore, his spirit is still there. And this is a classic Art play, with Cello just casually walking out of the smoke. But here he is flashed and peeked and can't survive. And let's be honest here, it's a reason Art could make this aggression work, when almost no other team can even come close to the success rate Art had in these insane fast play. And FURIA without Art does not have that ability, so no idea why they are trying. And see how alone and slow Cello are going out here. As well as early on, forZe destroys the door, so when Fallen goes short to fight towards B side, he forgets to see that the con player is not holding, a clear lack of communication. And here he is found and forZe gets 2 early kills. And the timing of FURIA's con player looking away as soon as the forZe player is peeking out is kinda insane. And FURIA finds 2 amazing kills back and bring the man advantage after Smooya misses a shot on the long player, and Yuri can swing short and find the short player holding con. But then we are seeing a massive mistake. FURIA's 2 players have showed themselves, so forZe know where 2 are minimum, but the con player is mostly known, but it's still a mystery, since forZe has not fought him in a while. So he can be the difference maker. If he just did not do this. Yep, he tried to Molotov but misses, and this killed him.
We'll close out map number 1, 16-11. Oh wait. What? Oh no! Summit! No!
And FURIA is back down to missing 1 player. Yuri gets a 1-for-1 trade, but it's not enough, and just unfortunate. When Yuri peeks out, Settler has just crossed over, so he will have no idea where the trade will come from, and forZe takes the round.
Short control this time being established, also Cello putting pressure over a monster, but the utility has been a feature piece for this CT side. It's been immaculate. Shalfie deals with Fallen, that's not even Kai in connector. And sure, quesarado might have long, and he might deal with Smooya, but FURIA needs to try and recover. Kai has killed himself. So the molly maybe? But it still might be on. Never mind.
Again, FURIA are fast to run out with Cello again walking out of the smoke on some flashes. But as always, forZe are ready on B with 4 players. And Cello is found by a nade, as well as why is forZe even 4 players? Well, so Smooya can be aggressive and take short control. And here he is rewarded with a kill. Within 15 seconds, FURIA are down to a 3v5. But when you are so many players on one site, like forZe is right now, it's very easy to lose control of where everyone is and how everyone is holding. And here the guy I have made the butt of the joke for some rounds now, Kai, is pushing short and can find 2 kills. No idea how, since Smooya on the short repick sees him. Well, let's talk about something I like to call tactical distraction. It does not work well for FURIA here, but it's good to learn. A tactical distraction is to distract the enemy team with something. It can be a fake, utility or pushes. And here FURIA does this by having quesarado running through all of the smokes on site to get 1 kill or at least try. And here he can't get anything. But all 4 players on B focuses him, so when Kai now peeks into sight, well, no one is watching him and he can find 2 kills. But it's a classic FURIA issue of not playing together. And here Fallen with the bomb runs up towards Con, and the one solo mid player from forZe, who's still chilling in top mid, can deal with Fallen. And Kai can't do much at all, and forZe takes the round. Who would have thought?
We've also got to look at Cello. 1 and 10. Fast play for FURIA. In fact, it all starts with Cello and potentially might end with Cello. See you later, sunshine.
Yup, in the right position. Sees another. quesaRado just walked in. Not for long. There are so many CTs here. Kai trying to beat the allegations, and he's doing an okay job of it. A big double. Oh.
FURIA started this round early towards A, and they did this for some reason. First was to find a kill, since when FURIA got the opening kills this game was when they killed some of the solo A players. But forZe has learned, and they are not overpeaking anything. As well as A is quite hard to take, since rotations are fast and there are not many places on site to even hide. So after FURIA can't get much, they will go back to the good old monster. But they have managed to force some rotations from forZe, and you can see this on the utility forZe has used on this rotation towards A. But the only issue is that when you fake something, and then no one goes out or do anything, well, when smoke starts fading and sound starts disappearing, well, you as the CT will understand that this was a fake, and here forZe will just rotate in time for FURIA's B execute. First in line is Selter, and he does a great play by peeking on this flash and then jumping down. He is found. It shows how tactical he can be. Most would have swung Monster in hope for a kill or two, especially when you're up this much, but he rather falls back to play with his team. In the 4v4, FURIA is able to plant, but let's look over their setup for the execute. One is stuck in toilet on A side, yep. Again, FURIA are just too split up. It's like they do not understand what a fast execute can do to your solo lurkers, especially when the bomb is not planted for him. The rest are towards site and Monster, not ideal. forZe takes some time retaking, and this allows 2 players to now be short. Only issue is that forZe has cleared everything else, so to find the last 3 players from FURIA is not too hard. And here it gets close, but forZe with a ninja defuse and the last 3 players peeking and wasting time are able to find the defuse and a perfect 12-0 city start.
Double short setup. No util for either team, so it's just going to be a complete fight. And Kai in the open can't get the kill. Fallen and Cello have to do it all just to give FURIA some sort of dignity going out of this half. But Sneers and the defuse, Fallen trying to convert the spray, can't get it done. It's Cello.
Go to the mindset of forZe. forZe as a team only has a trio signed to them, so to show everyone how good they can be with a 13-0 is something you want. While FURIA, you just change your team, so lose 13-0 on your own map pick, a map FURIA recently had a 57% win rate on, is just straight up embarrassing. And again, we are seeing forZe read the pistol strat of FURIA. FURIA has gone with 3 players B and 2 inside the connector, so how do you deal with a heavy B setup? Well, why not have all 5 players going long? And again, since FURIA is not getting any information towards mid or even A long, well, it will be impossible for them to even do anything here to know what is happening. forZe on the execute splits up with 3 players long and 2 from toilet. And here, mad respect to quesaRado, where he will be able to find 2 kills, way more than you can expect from the solo A players being pushed by 5 players. And gives FURIA the man advantage into this round. No, he did not. Since we talked about not getting any information is an issue for FURIA, while Fallen walks up Con with no thoughts in his head and is found. So 2 kills from quesaRado was just to neutralize the position, and here it's not much to say. All FURIA players are found one by one and can't get any kills, and forZe sends FURIA to the last chance qualifier for Pro League playoffs in a dominant fashion.
It's offering them these lifelines when they need it. Yuri needed that fight though, bomb planted. forZe on the precipice of 13-0ing FURIA, pantsing them on their map pick. Cello and Kai, the lowest performers for this squad, required to clutch. Kai cops a bullet to the face. Cello needs 3 kills, which is 1 more than he even has.
FURIA will eventually bounce back. When? Well, I have no idea, but the Brazilian community needs a team they can rally behind, and at the moment FURIA ain't one. As well as changing in leadership and just team direction is something FURIA need to embody, since right now they are still playing like Artist IGL and not Fallen. And that makes sense. Art has led the team for around 6 years, but FURIA needs to do what Liquid did when Fallen took over the IGLing role from Stewie 2K. You need to play the way he wants. Don't pretend Art is still IGLing. Thanks for watching, and here are 2 videos YouTube told me you would like.